Hey guys, thanks for tuning in to Soul Talks with CC Unbreakable. And today we have Keena here. She's going to interview me about how my brother's murder changed my life. So stay tuned.
Okay, so how was your brother murdered?
My brother was shot. He was shot once, but he got shot at like 9 times, maybe 8 or 9 times. He was driving down Biltmore, which is like off of 7 Mile, and they shot his car up. And he ran into the tree.
Okay. What were you doing at that moment when you got that phone call?
Sitting in the living room because I felt it. As a matter of fact, before he left, I told him I had a dream about him the night before, which the dream was someone was shooting at him. And so when he came home, because he stayed the night at one of his female friends' house, and he came through the door maybe around 9 o'clock, and he was saying that he was about to go on a boat with one of his friends. And I was just telling him, like, I don't think you should leave. Like, I think, something bad is going to happen to you because of the dream that I had the night before. But the crazy part about it, I had never had any type of premonitions about dreams like that. So I knew it was significant, to him and the situation, but I couldn't really wrap my mind around it because I wasn't sure.
Okay. What were your thoughts at that very moment when you got that call?
When I got the call, I just said, this can't be true. Like, this can't be happening. Like, all I was thinking is, like, God, please don't let him be dead. And it literally was going in slow motion because as we was riding, it felt like the longest ride I've ever had in my life. And it was only like 5 or 10 minutes away, So as we pulled up, and at the time Mama had a van, we pulled up in a driveway and I tried to run as fast as I could to him, he was laying next to his car. Because his car ran into the tree because he was trying to get away, and I guess he lost control, once he got shot. So as I'm running, the police grabbed me, and I'm just looking at all of these people around, just standing around, just looking. I just felt like it was a movie. Like, I didn't feel like this could be life. Like, I just thought this was just like a whole nightmare.
Wow. And who contacted you and gave you this information about?
My dad's wife actually called my mom because someone came banging on her door, my dad stayed around the corner from where he was murdered. So I guess somebody that seen, it happened, they ran over to let her know, and she called my mom.
Okay.
And so, my mom told me.
Okay. So how would you say your brother's death changed you as a person?
It changed me in the beginning. I was angry. I just didn't trust anyone. I just wanted to literally kill the people that did that to my brother. Every day I woke up, I just wanted to find out who did this to him. It changed me in so many different ways.
Did you talk to your brother that day before you got that phone call? What was the last conversation?
Yes, we always talk. He was in the mirror. He was getting dressed, and he like, how I looking, in my shoes, whatever he had, and I can still remember what he had on. He had on red, white, and blue. So he had on some Air Maxes. So his Air Maxes was white, red, and blue, and he like, I look good. I'm about to go get on this boat,
How would you say your brother's death changed you as a person?
It changed me in so many different ways that I can't even begin to explain. Like, when someone died that's close to you, that you grew up with, we were 3 years apart, I didn't understand death like that. I know not that close to home, that not someone that lived in the household with me. So with that, it's more so that I became angry. Like, I really wanted to find the person that killed my brother. Like, I could not get connected to anybody. Like, I closed down, I shut my heart down to anybody. Like, that friends, mother, sister, brother, cousin, it was just like I became cold. Because that type of pain and that type of loss will change you, It even changed me to the point where I literally, guys would try to talk to me, And I'll be like, where are you from? Where you live at? And if they say they was from over there in that neighborhood, I'd be like, you probably the person that killed my brother. These guys didn't have a clue of what I was talking about. But that's how bad it was. Like, you know, because me and my brother was really close. He was my protector. Like, he did not play about me. Like, he loved me. Like, a lot of people have a relationship with their brothers and sisters. But I mean, like, my brother was my protector. Like, we were loyalty. Like, really. So, yeah, it changed me to the point where I went to college for criminal justice to find the person that killed my brother. Like, literally wanted to be a homicide detective only because I wanted to find them.
And that was it.
That was it.
Wow. Do you think that your brother's death changed your outlook on life?
It did. It changed my life. My outlook to the point of knowing that life is real. You know, like, you see it on TV. You see people get murdered on TV all the time. You never think that it will ever happen to you, you know? And it changed me to the point where I had to protect myself. It was places that I wanted to go, but I knew that it is really bad people out here that will do things to you. Like, it's not a game. Like, life is not a game, and you got to cherish it, you know? So it really changed my outlook, because you never know. We don't know who killed my brother. Mm-hmm. It could have been his friend. You know what I'm saying? It could have been somebody close to him. Who knows? So it changed my outlook, where I had to look at everybody with the side eye. Like, I don't trust you. Like, who are you? Like, are you the person that killed my brother? Like, I couldn't trust anyone at that point. So yes, it really changed my outlook.
So I know you said when your brother died, you felt like you didn't trust anybody. Mm-hmm. You looked at everybody like they had something to do with it, or you didn't want to get close to anybody. So now, today, do you still feel like you have this distance between everybody that's really close to you in your life, like your mom, your dad, your brothers and sisters? Do you still feel that same, where you don't want to get that close because of the pain? Or do you feel a little...
Yeah, it's still there. You know, I'm working on it. I will say that I'm working through it, because I had to go through counseling with a lot of things. Mm-hmm. Like, you know, not just that. Like, it's things like that you go through throughout life that makes you, you know, just angry. Mm-hmm. You know, and yes, I can't really get close to people. Like, it's pretty hard. I couldn't be close to my other brothers and sisters because I didn't want to feel that pain. Mm-hmm. You know, I didn't think that I would get through it because it was so painful. And everybody know I love God. But at that point, I was angry at God. I was angry. How could you take my brother from me? Like, I prayed for him. You know, I just feel like, you know, I pray for him every night. How could you take him? So it was really, really bad for me at that moment, you know, because I was 18, so I didn't know how to process those thoughts. You know, me and my brother were 3 years apart. So it was more so like he was my twin. Like, how can I live my life without him? You know, like, I don't know nothing but my brother. He was my protector. So it was very hard. But yeah, like, I'm working on it, and God is working with me through it, and I'm getting better. So it still affects me to this day.
And your brother were really, really close. He was your protector and everything. So today, if your brother were here, or even now, even him not being here, would you say that he's proud of everything that you are today, the person that you are today?
Absolutely. Like, I had a little couple of hiccups, but for the most part, like, yes. Like, you know, I do the best I can to be the best person that I could be, you know. And one thing he did say, and excuse my language, don't ever let a guy ever be able to call you a hoe.
Okay.
So I stood on that. Mm-hmm. You know, I live by that, you know, because basically what he was saying is have respect for yourself. Okay. Don't just be sleeping around with just anyone. My brother put me up on game at a young age. So most guys think, oh, she act like a dude. Mm-hmm. Because I had that guidance. He put me up on what guys were about. I did slip up a little bit with one dude that, you know, that I loved or whatever. But it's still, even with that, he still was still guiding me, because it's like, I feel like, you have angels, you know what I'm saying? And they guide you and they protect you. So yeah. So I think he's very proud.
Okay.
Because I ain't gonna stop. That's why I incorporate him with everything that I do. I will never forget about my brother. He's gonna always, my kids gonna know, that's your uncle. Yeah, they're gonna know, they're gonna think they know him personally.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So when you have these conversations, like how we just had this conversation about your brother, like what type of emotions does that bring on, like right now at this moment?
Sometimes, like at this moment, it's a little tough, because you think about what life would be like if he was still here, if my life would have went a different way if he was still here, if I would have had to experience some of the things that I experienced, if it would have been here, because when my brother was alive, no guys tried to talk to me. None. Soon as he died, everybody. Because they know that you got somebody protecting you. And by me not having that protection, they thought like, oh, now I can go in for the goal. But no, he taught me. He taught me before he died what to look for.
So was it immediately, like after your brother passed away, did you have people that were around your brother or your family before he passed away that all of a sudden kind of wanted to try to get close to you because they knew that your brother passed away? Did you experience
that?
No,
not immediately. No,
okay.
No.
Okay. All right.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, it seems like you are, I would want to say, I guess dealing with it, like you said, the best way you can, because it's so close to home. And when you lose somebody that's living in the same household, or a sibling, or your mother, not to dismiss losing a cousin or anything like that, but I feel like a mother, a brother, a sister, that's real close to home. That's something you can't get another mother, another father. Once you lose your father and your mother, there's no more sisters or brothers that you can, cousins, first, second, third, fourth, if they happen. But once you lose that, you can never get another. Another. That's like the foundation of your family.
Yeah, and then you have different relationships with brothers and sisters. You know what I'm saying? Everybody, even with people that have kids, they have a different relationship with them. Me and my brother, I have other siblings, but me and my brother were the first two, like we were the first born. Like he was, I'm the second oldest. So we had a different bond, and it's hard. I would never be able to find that even with my sisters and brothers, because they're younger. Me and my brother grew up a certain way before they came here, like before they were born. So no one can ever replace that love, just like no one can ever replace the love that I have for each one of my brothers and sisters. It's a different type of bond that you have with them. But the reason why I wanted to do this video, because I want people to understand the effects that it have on people when you lose siblings or mother, father to murder. It is really painful, and it doesn't only takes the person's life that's currently dead at this moment. It really affects the family as well. It affects me to the point where I could have been probably married, but I don't trust certain people, so then I had to go through counseling, and I had to do all of this stuff to build, back my trust for people, because it's really hard, to deal with this type of stuff on top of life issues that you are faced with, and that's why it's so important to bring awareness to certain issues that you are faced with. You're not the only one that's dealing with it. I feel like everyone should go to some type of grief counseling. Like if you don't grieve the loss of a loved one, you can push it under the rug and think that you have resolved that issue. But as soon as someone that you see, like Nipsey Hussle, that really hit home, because it brought back all of those emotions that I felt with my brother when I seen him laying by his car. Then I thought about it. Wow, like that's how my brother was, and I thought that I was healed from it. and I was not. You know what I'm saying? It triggered it. And it's triggers. And so we don't deal with these things, and we need to. And I had to realize that I had to deal with it, because it's times where I still cry. It still feels like it was yesterday. It doesn't feel 20 years for me because of the relationship that me and my brother had. We were close. He was my protector. He used to walk me home from school while my mama was in college. You know, made sure I got home, made sure I ate, made sure he locked the doors up, you know, and we were pretty young, you know, and so people don't understand that it is best to deal with your pain, because it will trigger certain things in your life. Is a domino effect, and when you get in your 30s, you wondering why you so angry, you wondering why you cannot be happy, you wonder, not even with the death, I mean, because as we get older, we're going to deal with deaths, you know, of a friend, or, you know, and if you don't clean out all of the stuff from your past, it's going to pile up.
Yeah, whatever type of trauma you dealt with, period.
And it's going to make you lose your mind.
Mm-hmm.
Like, you know, and people don't understand that it's important to go to counseling, because your mental health, just like your body, how you go to the doctor, you need to have mental health checkups to see how you doing. Are you going through depression? Are you depressed? Are you good? You know, I think it's important.
I do think the same thing, that it's important. It's like, I remember back years ago, mental health, people used to laugh at it and just think it was, you know,
you crazy.
You crazy if you go to counseling. People don't go to counseling. And I know this is not like a race thing, but especially it's like Black people don't go to counseling. Men don't go to counseling. Like, why is it not a thing for men to go to counseling?
Mm-hmm.
You know, like, it is important because it affects your children. You know, like you said, getting married. You can't take all of those things that you haven't dealt with and expect somebody else to deal with them, you know, and then build a healthy relationship. You just can't. As much as you try to deny it, you just can't. You just can't. It's there.
It is.
And you can't see you. Like, you know, you're Candy, but you can see certain things about yourself, but at the end of the day, whoever is closest to you, they're on the outside looking in, so they can see you, you know, as much as you try to hide it. So I've dealt with it myself. You know, people can see, you know, when you're trying to hide, like, your emotional state of mind. And it's not a thing. It's just,
I don't think people know when I try to hide it. I got my little guard up. I mean, my girl be up here. You won't be knowing. Don't try to act like you know.
I be knowing. Me being your friend outside of this, your eyes tell me everything. So
I'll be pissed.
I know. I could tell when you mad, when you just sad, and you just in your feelings, like you just having a whole emotional thing. I may not always say it, but I could tell. But then you can also tell the difference, because I know when there's room where you want to talk about it, when I can push, and then I know when to just leave it alone, and it's got to wait till next week or sometime. So that's when I say you pay attention to people and you know.
But you know, I think my biggest breakthrough is when I actually, and I believe God bring people in your life to help. Even though it hurts, it helps. Because I think my biggest breaking point from when I was so angry and closed off and hurt was me meeting this guy. And that's before that, I never felt emotions. I never felt any type of emotion besides anger. So then when I found myself crying, I'm like, where these tears coming from? I don't cry. I'm gangster. Like, you know what I'm saying? I'm angry. Like, how can he make me feel this way? But now I'm realizing that it helps, because opposed to me always feeling, and then he snuck through the back door. I don't know how he got in. Like, I still be thinking to myself to this day, like,
I ain't let you in.
I ain't let you in.
You picked the lock, you broke in.
He jumped through the window, through the back, where I was protecting my heart from the front. He was like, yep, I'm gonna creep through this crack over here, and I'm about to get you. And then once he got in, I'm like, how you get in here?
Get out.
But you can't let him out. The doors is locked. Like, so, but it really, when I tell you, I wouldn't have this whole platform if it wasn't for me trying to figure out ways to change myself and to help others, you know, because first it was my brother that sparked it. But then when I met him and he allowed, and then it was the pain from him, and I'm like, okay, I gotta figure this out, because this can't be what it's be. I said I protected myself so no one would hurt me, but here you are, you hurting me. Wait a minute, hold on, I gotta figure this out. But now that I'm, you know, a little older and I've healed, I realize that people do come in your life to trigger those the wounds to make you have to go back and deal with those things.
So you think without him coming into your life, you think that you were covering up the wounds from your brother, so he came in and just opened them up?
Ooh, when I say
and poured salt,
he was the only one that could have came into, because I didn't let nobody in. So nobody was able to trigger those wounds. I kept people out. But he snuck in. You snuck in. If you watching, you snuck in. You know you did. You stole my heart and you know it, and I want it back. Anyway, I'm joking. But seriously, I just feel like, you know, some people can trigger that healing. You know what I'm saying? Because I wasn't able to love anybody that hard for me to look at myself and say, what's wrong with you?
So it started off as a pain, but now it's a healing.
It was a healing. I'm like, oh, I gotta get over this. Yeah, like it was like a blessing in disguise. Mm-hmm. It was definitely a blessing, you know, and I thank God for meeting him. I thank God for everything. Like, I wouldn't do anything differently. Like, because it
made you who you are.
It made me who I am today. And I feel like I am proud of myself.
CC Unbreakable.
CC Unbreakable. Okay. Bent, but never broken. I will never, ever, ever.
And chosen.
Many are called, but few are what?
Chosen.
We chosen. Thanks, everybody, for watching.
It's been a long day without you, my friend, and I'll tell you all about it when I see you again. We've come a long way from where we began.